Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live the awesome life that awaits you, yes, even on this planet. All right, so, boy, this channel is cataloging quite a journey. It's 2 years old now as of this video, and I have, like, I don't know how many videos I have. It's a lot, like easily 1,000, easily. Okay, hold on. So, I'm going to go into stuff that I never thought that I'd start to talk about. This is going to be interesting. This subject you are going to love. Well, I hope you will, because it's going to empower you. I've shared with you in videos throughout 2017, we've talked about what was happening. I was feeling a lot of shifts. In August, we went through something that felt a little bit just uneasy, and then I knew something was coming, and a lot of people were feeling that too. And then the fall came, and I knew it was going to be something wonderful. And all of these predictions about all the nasty stuff that's happening is not happening, because we are in control of this planet's frequency. And the more we work on this, people, the more we're going to see beautiful things happen. And I'm seeing stuff now, even on television. Hold on. So I'm seeing things even on television that are extremely encouraging. There's a fitness, I think it's called Planet Fitness, on New Year's Eve, and their big campaign is no judgment. Let's not judge each other. I was like, wow, I love it. Who came up with that? That's brilliant. No judgment. Let's stop judging each other. And they're giving awards out for that. Yeah, if you're going to give awards, let's give awards for doing wonderful things, like not judging. There are wonderful things happening on this planet, and I'm going to start sharing some things with you that have been happening that I did not tell you in 2017, because they just started to happen, and now I'm shifting into something that I did not expect at all. It keeps going, people. We don't just shift into the awakened state. It just keeps going and going into other stuff that's pretty mind-blowing. All right, I think I did share with you that I actually got to meet a higher being which appeared to be God, but somehow didn't quite seem that all-encompassing light. But it was a being out in the cosmos. I got to meet this being in the cosmos who was over the galaxies. And he told me, of course they always appear in, forms that we can relate to or recognize. He told me that he answers to others. He said there are others above me that I answer to. And he told me there were 12. And he said that he is over the galaxies and, like, I guess, I don't know if it's the entire universe, but, at least our galaxy and beyond, right? And he said that he had to answer to others above him that would oversee and oversee and oversee. And that blew my mind, and I hesitated to say anything because, again, we're still stepping outside of boxes, and we're going to keep stepping outside of boxes until we stop being uncomfortable and realize that we just have got to accept the fact that there are no limits and that we don't have any of the answers. I call the knowing is just knowing that we are ultimate love and that everything out there we don't have to understand. And sit and analyze it all we want, right? We won't have those answers. We may not have their answers when we go over if we're not on ultimate frequency. And I realized here's this supposed overseer of our galaxy and others, and that there were higher powers above him and higher and higher and higher, and there were 12. And in my head, I'm thinking, why are there 12? Because if everything's limitless, then why does it stop at 12? But who knows? But so something has been happening that I want to share with you, because this is a power that you can use. All right, this is going to be fun. You're going to like this. Let me take a sip of coffee. Get ready. This one's really different. This has been happening a few times just in the past few months. And, I'd say last 12 months. So now we're in 2018. When I go into a meditative state, or sometimes when I'm in theta state, when I'm meditating, I will actually be someplace else, looking at myself, and I'm talking to light beings, two light beings. So I was meditating in my living room, and all of a sudden I found myself out on my screened-in room with two light beings, and I was talking to them. Now the interesting part is, I, as this human form, was trying to listen. I was trying to figure out what I was saying to them. And I was saying, you know what? I think I'm going to give up fear. Like, we were having this discussion about what I was going to do next. I said, I think I'm going to give up fear. And then I popped out of that. And I thought, what the heck is that? It's as if I was stepping outside of this physical body, and my higher self, my totally pure light, was someplace else making decisions about what I was going to do in this body. Is that bizarre? All right, so it's happening. It's happening. Not just once. I'm realizing that we're all this. We are all accessing our higher selves and watching what we're doing here. And that we can actually connect to that. We're usually not aware that that's even going on, because it's just a little bit too bizarre. Those two worlds are colliding, right? They're coming together. And so now, if you are connecting to that world, you can actually make decisions on the other side about what's happening here, including healing yourself. That's when people go to near-death experiences. They're going into that other realm. Their spirit's going to that other realm, talking, making decisions, deciding they're going to be healed. They come back in and they're healed. It's no different. And that's what's happening to me. And it may be happening to you. It actually is happening to you. You may not have caught it. So I want you to think about this. Have you had one of those split seconds where you hurt yourself talking to somebody else outside of your body, or you were standing next to other beings, maybe light beings? Here's what happened the other night. I was meditating. I was talking to other entities. There's always two with me. And I actually said to them, do you want me to take charge now? And I popped out. I popped out of it and went, what kind of deals am I making with these light beings? Do you want me to take charge now? So what's happening is, I believe that your higher self is starting to become more prominent as you're here, because the frequency is raising. I think the veils between our world and the world of you, actually still making decisions on the other side, still having input as your higher self, even though you don't know you're doing that. Because you can't know you're doing it, because if you came here and you had everything, you'd know everything that was going to go on, and, you'd just be perfect again. And the whole point is to come here and experience things, right? And to break through and to raise the frequency of the earth. And the way we're going to do that is to stay in this dense body for whatever period of time and get us out of that low frequency. We've got to do it. We've got to actually physically and, obviously spiritually do it. You are that higher being that is always on the other side, making decisions along the way at every moment. You are actually communicating with other light beings and making decisions that are the best for you, whether they don't seem like it to you. If you need lessons to try and figure out how to forgive somebody, or how to stop, loathing yourself and believing those stories, and stop, that's going against everything that the one is, because you're dissing yourself, and you are the one. You're dissing the one when you do that. So quit listening to what other people say, because they are not the authority. You are the authority, because you are the one. So it's time to release all of the false stories, all of the BS, all the stories you're telling yourself, all the I told you we're not going to use the N-word anymore. I am, and start realizing that we're done. We're done with being in the body and not communicating on our higher self. And now I realized more and more I'm actually talking to the other side to the point where I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it, and I'm getting glimpses of it, and it's pretty mind-blowing. Because what's funny, when I'm over there, when I'm talking to them, it's all-powerful. It's like you're watching a movie. It's like you're looking at yourself watching a movie going, okay, I think I'm going to give up fear now. I think, maybe I'm going to do this or that. It's sort of like you're just conducting this play, You're just deciding what that player is going to do next. And there's no fear attached to that. There's no feeling that you don't have control at all times. You know that everything is exactly as it should be, and that you are actually making decisions at every moment, and that was part of that journey here with this character that you chose, and that you are actually stepping out. And you're always out, by the way. You're always connected to that. You don't just pop in and out. You're always connected to that. And at certain points, when this steps aside for a moment, probably in your sleep happening, you may have that. Start paying attention. You're getting answers. In my sleep, I have powers that are off the charts. Off the charts now, and I've never had that before. There's nothing I can't take on. Nothing. And there's no fear at all involved, no matter what it is. And I've gotten to the point where I've broken past all of those and had all of these things demonstrated to me in the most detailed lucid dreams. I mean detailed lucid dreams consistently. Start paying attention, and this is why meditation is so important. You can sit up and you'll feel like you're falling asleep, and that's when you start to pay attention to the messages, because the subconscious mind, that chattery ego, and that is shutting down, and you're opening up that gateway to that energy, everything that you are. Quit thinking of yourself as a person in a dream that has no meaning. It has all kinds of meaning, and sometimes it's a reflection, yes, of how you're feeling. But you will be shocked at what happens in that space. Start connecting to it, and you will be surprised at what you're doing on the other side when you are disconnecting to the ego. And then it's at some point, this is going to actually sort of take a back seat to that power that you are. And then you come here, and then you sort of have to listen to it once in a while when it talks the, crazy talk. And then you will actually start to see amazing things happen. We're not going to talk about miracles anymore, because this is now going to be the norm. Yeah, it's going to be the norm. The norm is that you can pretty much create anything you want. And this is why we have to come from good intentions, from positive, higher frequencies, enables you to do that. So you can't just be coming from some low dense frequency. It's not going to wield a lot of effective power because your intentions need to be good. This is all the purpose, the reason you're here. And other people are raising their frequencies and also enabling you to be able to manifest positive, beautiful things. You're going to start to feel positive, beautiful things coming to you because other people are sending that light and love out, and you have to continually do that yourself if you want to contribute to the collective consciousness raising its frequency, which is you, and you're going to feel it, and you're going to go out, and some days you're just going to go, wow, I just feel really good. You don't know why. It's just this rush of goodness and positive feelings and prayers and lovely thoughts and wishes coming over constantly, and that's why you have to constantly send that out to participate in that raising of the frequency. So, this is something that you are accessing at every moment. You are not separate from it. You are actually a higher being that is watching yourself go through this. I know this is. I'm going to take you to all kinds of places this year. I mean, we're gonna keep stepping outside of boxes. And I realize that I am an absolute a powerful being right now, and I'm making decisions to take this all to the next level, and I have to step outside of it. To make those decisions. And I'm consulting with other energies that I work with, 2 of them. They're light beings. I don't actually see what they look like. And I step and we stand there and watch me. I think I'm going to give up fear. Yeah. Is that interesting? And when you pop back in and you realize what you just really witnessed, it's pretty mind-blowing. But it makes you realize, that's me. That's me making those decisions. That means I can do anything I want. I can manifest. I can give up fear. I can totally I can go into an awakened state. I can drop everything. I can forgive anybody. I can forgive myself. I can love people who are just so nasty and laugh because, oh my gosh, I'm that light being that is always with this body. I am the light being that's with this body, and I have other light beings with me to help me on this journey because they're all part of the experience too. I hope this makes sense. It makes perfect sense to me, and I have not talked about it because it's happening more, and I realize this wasn't just one thing that happened. This is who we are. You have access to that. It is right now you. You are the higher being. You don't have to try to achieve it. You're it. You're experiencing this as a human being. You're just getting too caught up in the story, in the density. And you can change that story anytime you want and step out of that pain, that suffering, and find that it's really actually quite funny when you realize this is all a play. We're experiencing things. And the reason why we just don't go to that other frequency is because we wouldn't experience the stuff that we're experiencing as humans. The pain, the loss, the sadness, the joy, the triumph, the illness and the healing. We don't get to experience that if we stayed in that state. The whole point is to bring these bodies and these experiences up to that higher frequency and to still experience being a human. And I look around and I'm thinking, gosh, there's nothing out there like being a human. There's nothing. Nothing like this. We have emotions and experiences that no other entity has. It's amazing. And just don't miss that. We're always trying to escape it. Don't miss that experience. Just don't allow yourself to be fearful of it anymore. Just embrace it and know that you are the higher self that's experiencing it. And then when you release the fear, it becomes an experience, not something painful or suffering. Use your higher self. You are the higher frequency that's experiencing this. You may experience yourself stepping outside of your own body, and you may get a glimpse of that. Pay attention to that. That's real. You're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. You are a perfect light being, and we're going to talk more about this. We're going to start using this because 2018, I think it's time. I think you've watched me long enough to know that we're taking this to cray places. That's all real, and it's all tangible for you. And you have this power. Get ready to use it. It is going to blow your mind. Namaste.